Hi YouTube, it's me, the Shy Pianist, or you may know me as Donald of Zephyr Wargames. I've been requested by Dale to bring you guys a update or a Gravekeeper deck profile. So with the inclusion of new cards in Soul Fusion, like many of my decks that don't get to see the light, have finally get some support, and as thus I've managed to get the new cards in for this old deck of mine. So for me, yeah, this is deck 34, Gravekeepers, and yeah, out of 60, and let's get straight into it. So first and foremost, cards are the card sleeves are standard size, not Yu-Gi-Oh size, and this deck was intentionally made for fun. So a lot of the tech that I will show you in this deck profile will be more fun based. Okay, I probably should stand up. Okay, so starting straight off, Gravekeepers are mainly a main deck boss monster, and this is a Gravekeeper's Visionary. Simply to be said is that he can tribute one Gravekeeper to summon himself, and if he would be destroyed, he can discard one other Gravekeeper. You can discard a Gravekeeper monster instead. Also, he gains 200 attack for each Gravekeeper in your grave. So not only being to be able to just protect himself, but to accumulate attack power is very nice to have. Definitely one of the strongest boss monsters aside from Oracle, but Oracle requires more resources than Visionary, so I play Visionary over Oracle. For next, I play the one Shaymin. She is very effective if you can get the plays out right. She basically allows you to negate your opponent's card effects that activate in the grave. Your opponent cannot activate field spell cards, and field spell cards cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects, thus protecting necrovalley. And she gains 200 defense for each Gravekeeper in your grave. So you basically just negate anything in the grave. So if you're playing against like BAs and they were trying to pull off their effects in grave, this just shuts that sort of thing down. I don't know on the top of my head for what's best against the meta. I mean, like Goki is probably like the first one that comes to mind. Goki just literally negating any search they have is very good. But yeah, Shaymin is very powerful in that sense of regard, but you do need sort of special plays to get her out in a way. Next, I play the one Gravekeepers Chief. He allows you to revive a Gravekeeper monster in your grave if you tribute summon him. Basically, you can tribute a Visionary, summon him, revive the Visionary, or any other monster, allowing you to quickly go for sort of small combos and that sort of things. Yeah, so that's that. Next, moving on. I play the two Commandant, sorry. He allows you to just discard and add necrovalley. You can also play this alongside with terraforming, just so that you have more searches for necrovalley, because admittedly necrovalley is very powerful against a lot of decks that rely on the grave, which I think a lot do in this sort of day and meta. But yeah, I'm going to play the two Commandant just for that. Next, for me personally, the beat stick of the deck, level 4, is your Descendant. He allows you to tribute one face-up Gravekeeper monster you control, except this himself, to then destroy one card your opponent controls. So not only if there's a problematic card, just get rid of it. He's your man basically. Next, I play 3 Gravekeepers Recruiter. He allows you, as his name suggests, adds a Gravekeeper with 1,500 less defense from your deck to hand if he is sent from your side of the field to the graveyard. So basically, just a simple combo play of summoning Descendant and tributing off Recruiter, pop a card and get a search. Next, I played the one Nobleman. I would like to sort of give a shout out that, admittedly, the Gravekeepers are at the best. They're quite slow. So I used to play triple spy, triple nobleman, but we're in a sort of era of like a lot of things can happen in the main phase before the battle phase, so I don't tend to rely on them as much now. Nobleman is still I would say my preferred choice over spy, because spy has a restriction summoning limit, while nobleman can just summon out your boss monster visionary just for if it gets attacked, which is the same condition in a way if if you set spy, unless they don't attack, and then you just flip spy and go from there. But yeah, I played the one nobleman. Now onto the new Gravekeepers. I played the triple Gravekeepers headman. He is for me, like out of the two out of the monsters support in the Gravekeepers, headman is, I would feel, is the better one of the lot. On summon, you can target level 4 level 4 Gravekeeper in your graveyard, special summon attack position or face down defense, and you can only use this effect once per turn. So not only if you can revive Commandant, pop a card with just tributing himself off, or just going for a rank 3 or even a link play, he's just all there in a way to play. So I do recommend playing him at 3. I played for the other one, spiritualist. I played the one supernaturalist. The fusion is, personally, I'm not all hyped with it, mainly because it's search effect in the end phase. But it's nice to have the spiritualist. It's because you can still search her from recruiter. If you want to go for a more fusion based play with Gravekeepers, then obviously bump her up to 3. But for me, I'm just taking the one just because you might find yourself in a situation to rely on the fusion. So that's it for the monsters. For the spells, I would say the best support that we got is necrovalley Throne, allowing you to add a Gravekeeper monster from your deck to hand, or you can immediately normal summon one Gravekeeper monster. I feel that if the fusion supernaturalist had the ability to search on summon, or on summon, or even just on summon would have been fine, to search a necrovalley card, that would have been a lot better in a sense, because Gravekeepers aren't exactly fast anyway, so we need some more sort of speed and sort of consistency in a way to help it out. For the rest of spells, obviously you play triple necrovalley. This is a busted field spell, not only just literally locking out the grave, but also giving that nice 500 attack and defense to your Gravekeepers, and plays a big role. Just like Sanctuary in the Sky, you need to have it on the field. Try and get it on the field as fast as possible. That's why I also recommend, if you want to try and see this, is play 2 more terraformings, or add a 3rd commandant. Aside from that, necrovalley is very powerful. If you're not playing 3, I don't know why you're playing Gravekeepers. Next, limited to 1, we have the 1 roll tribute. If you control necrovalley, both players discard any monsters in their hands. So you can just literally, if, like, for example, playing, you go first, you open up with this, summon a monster, you're facing, like, let's say, Goki, which is the best one to give an example. Play this, I doubt, unless they have, like, some spells in hand, you're just destroying the combo plays what they could potentially have. Very, very good. Next, I play the 2 Gravekeeper Steel. Rather than 3, this allows you to target 2 Gravekeepers in your graveyard, add them back to hand. It's not negated by necrovalley. If you have 3, I feel like you might tend to find yourself in a situation that there'll be only 1 in your grave, or you can't activate it basically, because it has to target 2, it's not up to 2. So that's why I play it at 2. Next, I play probably I play 3 Hidden Temples of Necrovalley. I couldn't find a 3rd copy. Apologies for that. But 3 Hidden Temples is very powerful to have. This is why I felt that if Supernaturalist was allowing you to add this on summon, you have a very decent board of preventing your opponent from special summoning. They can't access the grave, and they can't destroy necrovalley. So hidden temples prevents your opponent or both players to neither player can special summon monsters except Gravekeepers monsters, and this self-destructs if you don't have a Gravekeeper or a necrovalley on the field. So it's important that you try and if you're going first, try and see this in your hand. Have necrovalley, summon a Gravekeeper monster, and just stall your opponent, or even slow down your opponent fairly amount. Okay, next for generic spells, play the one Raigeki and the one Mystical Space Typhoon. This is sort of the generic stuff. You can go with like Twin Twisters. You can go for other things like Heavy Salt and Dusters, or even Dark Hole, but you know, this is, for me personally, I'll go Raigeki as a standard. You don't play Monster Reborn, because necrovalley negates it. And I prefer MST to Twin Twisters because you do want to keep your monsters or cards in hand. Namely because, Visionary does require you to discard to protect itself, and it's just all around that. If you face like Spell and Trap, like Altergeist, that sort of thing, it'd be handy to advise that you take side in cards like Red Reboot and that sort of thing. Okay, on to the traps we play. Starting off, 2 Imperial Tombs of the of Necrovalley. This allows you to negate a monster effect, a spell card, or a trap card, while you control a Gravekeeper monster and Necrovalley on your side of the field. You can only activate 1 per turn, but it's a very powerful counter trap for Gravekeepers themselves. Next, I play the one a Necrovalley Temple. I initially thought that, if you would be able to activate Necrovalley from your deck, but it's only from your grave, as long as you control grave or hand, if you don't control Necrovalley on your side of the field. So best case scenario is your opponent destroys Necrovalley, and then you just flip this up and then just put it back onto the side of the field again. It also has if you control a Necrovalley and a Gravekeeper monster on the field, monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense. So basically, you get net gaining a extra 1,000 difference between your opponent's monsters. And the last effect, which is quite nice, admittedly, is that if this card is in your possession is destroyed by opponent's card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can set 1 Necrovalley spell or trap directly from your deck except Temple. So, if you were going to go for 2, it's nice to see it, but you really would have to rely on, your opponent destroying it to then get the maximum benefit out of it. That's why I only decided to play the 1. So, yeah, let's just go for the 1 Temple. Next, I play 2 Rite of Spirit. This is basically a Monster Reborn trap version. It doesn't get negated by Necrovalley. You can play this at 3, depending on your sort of tech choice, but I decided to go with 2, just purely for preference. Now for the fun text, I play 2 Dark Renewal. So, because all your Gravekeepers are basically Dark Spellcasters, having Dark Renewal, as like Dark Magician, summoning out your Visionary from Dark Renewal is very pleasing to have, in a sense. Or you can summon out Shaymin from Dark Renewal. So either one is fine. Look at what's currently on your side of the board, basically, and just go with that. And the last card, admittedly, it's probably one of my favourite texts for Gravekeepers, is Gaga Shield. To put this on your Visionary, not destroyed by twice by battle or by card effects, and then if it would be destroyed a 3rd time, you just discard a Gravekeeper, is just really nice to have, in a sense. Or protecting your Shaymin is also there too. But this is personally a very sort of fun tech I like to play. I also used to play Magical Dimension because you're spellcasters, and then summoning out your Gravekeeper boss monsters out early is very nice to have. It's all there and fun as well. So yeah, you can also go with Secret Village or spellcasters, but you're better off with Necrovalley. Right, the extra deck is very generic, heads up, it's very generic because Gravekeepers are essential on the main deck rather than the extra deck, so you can't just go with Reaper targets and all of that. So, first off, I play the one spiritualist, supernaturalist. He allows you to, he gains attack to the combined original levels of the materials used for his fusion summon, and while necrovalley is on the field, this card and any card in your field zone cannot be destroyed by card effects. During your main phase, you can activate this effect during the during the end phase of this turn. Add one Gravekeeper monster or necrovalley card from your deck to your hand. You're going to use this effect of Gravekeeper's Supernaturalist once per turn. Now, my issue with this card is the fact that you have to add in the end phase, because by the time you've added, there's really, it's your opponent's turn. Any of the cards you added won't be able to interact with your opponent. Unless, like, Tombs was, like, activate in hand if you control a necrovalley and a Gravekeeper monster. That would have been, nice to have, but all the cards you would add, you can't, do. You basically have to wait for your next turn. So that's why I felt like Supernaturalist was sort of a letdown in that regard, but nonetheless, it's still a very nice monster to pull out and set up if you survive, basically, for the fun sort of games. The X goes to XYZ, so generic stuff. For the rank 3s, I played the 130, number 47, 130, because the fact that you can summon, where is he? Our new guy, Headman? Yeah, Headman, and then revive, Recruiter or something like that, and then to just overlay attack directly for game, or, just beat over something is very nice as an option to do. For rank 4s, you have your one Baguska, just standard, because Gravekeepers don't have a means of negation, so if you want to put something like Baguska in, or, put more, just negation cards for the Gravekeepers, just so that you can sort of steamboat your way over your opponent. I played this sort of light Utopia package, just the 1-2, Utopia and Utopia Lightning, just because Gravekeepers themselves, they don't have very high beat sticks to begin with. Like, Visionary is very good in that sense of regard, but then to buff up to like 5k is very nice in that regards. Personal choice attack, one number 66, Master Key Beetle. This is essentially to allow you to protect your hidden temples. Because if you summon them and you've already activated hidden temples, then by simply protecting, putting the counter on hidden temples, so long as he's on your field, but you don't have necrovalley or a Gravekeeper monster, hidden temples will still stay on your field. So that is his use in that regard. For the Lynx, I play. Obviously, you gotta have one Wee Witch. Extra 500 boost defense is also nice to have, but you won't be able to get the grab or search back or grab back card from your graveyard to hand because of necrovalley. But just having the extra 500 boost and defense is there. It's really good. The one Lancerin Curse, just because if you ever find yourself needing to sort of link off whatever you've linked out, it's also there's an option. Underclock Taker, very once again, just to help reduce your opponent's monster's attacks and then be over. I decided to go with one Proxy, because if you're able to just sort of summon them from using like one of the previous Link monsters, then point him to basically Visionary. So basically, so long as if anything would be destroyed, you would destroy Visionary, and then Visionary can just discard a Gravekeeper monster. So that's why I've decided to play Proxy. The one Nightmare Cerberus and one Nightmare Phoenix, very just generic links just to have in your extra deck, which can help solve issues. And for the Link Force, the one Borlow, because of the non-target steal, is very powerful, and the Topologic Bomber, once again, like, it's generally down to you can play like Boral Sword. I just go with Bomber Dragon because, while the deck doesn't really focus on the extra deck as much, you can basically abuse the fact that Visionary once again can protect itself, and you just keep on preventing your opponent from linking, essentially. So that is it for the deck profile. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. The deck is fairly old in its old in sense of guard, but as for us Gravekeeper fans, I'm pretty pleased to see new support for the for this archetype, and yeah, it's just nice to see it. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, happy dueling!
What's up, YouTube? Thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button. And of course, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom left-hand corner and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We've got more deck profiles, duels, pack openings, and many more Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos coming up for you all year round. So don't forget to stay tuned for all of that. Thanks, and as always, guys, happy dueling.